Hello, Jeremy.
Hi.
Hey, everybody, it's October. It's the month of the young water dog. So let's dive in and see what the Chinese astrology and the Western astrology is saying about this autumnal season, what the dog means, and what we have to look forward to. Um, how are you doing so
I'm
far?
doing
Because we both
good. I
have
mean,
dogs in our charts.
we both have dogs, and here's the thing. The dog doesn't start until what, the 8th
8th or
of
ninth.
October?
Yeah, I'm
8th
getting
or
mixed
9th, something
messages
like
there.
that. And so you and I were talking just before we started to record. We're already starting to feel the effects of the dog.
Yeah.
And the dog, both of us have a dog in our body pillar, in our
Hmm.
day pillar. So it's one of those things where your day pillar represents your body and how your body moves and how your body works. And we were just talking about our aching backs when before we got on here. And we're talking about how our bodies are just feeling kind of wonky lately.
Hmm.
I think we're already feeling the effects of
Hmm.
that dog energy.
I like what you're saying because, as you're saying, of course, I'm seeing pictures and I'm feeling it in my own life. And I think the wonkiness is because it's a yang water dog. The dog is a yang earth animal. He's very
Yep.
grounded, he's very practical, he likes to stay close to home. And then you bring in whoosh, this yang water energy that just sets you off course. And perhaps that's why I was sobbing the other day leaving a doctor's appointment, is because here's the waterworks, right? It's water's going to make this dog, this already anxious animal, more
Yeah,
emotional, more afraid even.
absolutely. Oh yeah. And dogs are a little skittish anyway.
Hmm.
This is why I always tell people, oh, I'm afraid of everything. And this is that dog. It's that dog energy. And I love that you brought up the yang water because yang water is comparable to the ocean. So we're talking water energy, which is big emotional energy.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like this with yang energy, we're the ones that have to make the adjustment.
Hmm.
We can't move or mold that energy. It's like trying to push water in the ocean. If you're in the ocean, you've got to have a good boat, a good life preserver. You've got to have all of your ducks in a row in case there's a storm that comes,
Yeah.
which which to me would say we're going to be dealing with big emotions.
Hmm.
This is not the time to be trying to push them down because all you'll be
Hmm.
doing is pushing water. And
Yeah.
pushing water doesn't get you anywhere.
Hmm. So in so what I'm hearing you say is don't push against these emotions, don't try
Feel
to
them.
make them smaller than they might be, allow them to surface. And I think the
Yeah.
dog, and this is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people, and I've got some notes here on specifically who, is we have, as dog people, they need their people. They need their pack for that sense of
Mhm.
comfort and security and safety. So allow yourself what you need to process these emotions, but reach out to a safe person. Reach out to someone
Absolutely.
who can anchor you, reel you in, bring you back to your practical nature. And I know not everybody has a dog, but that dog can bring that practical nature to everybody if we pay attention. So I think it's really important this month to find who is that safe person, who is that person you can send a quick text to,
Mhm.
or the phone number that you need to call, because it does feel like an emotional month. And if, I mean, you and I are already tapped into it,
Yeah.
and it's not quite here yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, a couple more things I wanted to say about the dog is we were talking about this the other day. There's this version of the dog that kind of cowers because, people are kind of mean to dogs. They kick them, but then 5 minutes later, the dog wants affection again. It wants to play. Then there's this other side that's really super fierce and defensive. It's kind
Mhm.
of like wolf energy. So this month, as you're experiencing these oceanic feelings, these major emotions, we're not going to put ourselves down for feeling what we feel.
Mhm.
We're not going to be rude to the dog. We're not going to kick it away. We're going to comfort it. We're going to
Mhm.
love on it. We're going to play with it just a little bit so that it feels better, so that the dog can be strong. The dog can stand up for itself and be a little bit more fierce.
Yeah. And a happy dog is a healthy dog, right? So
Yep.
we want to bring balance then. It's like, okay, if you've been wallowing for a while or you've been on attack mode and really going after it for a while, balance that out. And
Mhm.
the easiest way to balance is just go to the opposite. Go to the opposite of what you've been doing. If you've been like a work dog working like crazy, rest. If
Mhm.
you've been playing too much and you've been spending too much, be more conservative. If you've
Yeah.
not been eating healthy, put some healthy bites into your day. I love this conversation because I think you and I are going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking to ourselves as we're talking to you. The
Yeah.
one other thing I wanted to mention about this month and this month's energy specifically is that yang water, again, is emotional energy, but it's also something we're going to see out there in the world. We're already in Utah. We're getting an early winter. We're getting a ton of snow up in the mountains. We're going to see a lot of water energy. There's a ton of flooding that's already happening all over the world. So just
Mhm.
know there's going to be a lot of, regardless of where you live, there's going to be a lot of rain, a lot of snow, a lot of water
Mm.
energy.
Yeah, we've got 2 months of water coming here, October and
Yep.
November,
Yeah.
right? And even November is going to be even more water because of the animal's a water animal.
Yep.
So I think, if you on the zodiac wheel, we look at relationships of some of the animals with the dog energy of
Yes.
the month. The dragon is a clash of the dog. So if you have a dragon in your chart, it could be a very irritating month. It's just because the dog wants to make it about family and community and let's gather, and the dragon's kind of like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think like even the rooster, the dog and the rooster just don't get along, and the
Mhm.
dog and the ox don't get along. And those three animals are very independent creatures. They kind of like, I can do it. I don't need your help. Think about how you can bring community, even if it's just a friend for lunch, bring more of that into this month. Because it might not be you that needs the community feeling and vibe or somebody to be there for you. You might be
Yeah.
able to be there for somebody else because
Exactly.
those three animals are very logical, they're intuitive, to be able to maybe comfort or bring some guidance to somebody else if they do decide to gather.
Yes.
And I think the sheep might have a little bit of a time. The picture like a herd of sheep, and they're all hanging out together, and here comes the border collie, and he's putting this group over here and this group over
Like
here,
a
and the
little
sheep are
bit.
going,
Yeah.
"Where are you going? Oh no!"
Yeah.
You know, be prepared to create space between you and people you normally hang out with. This is
Yeah.
kind of a time to hit the pause button on some of those relationships, and you probably know who I'm talking about as I'm saying that if you have a
Yes.
sheep in your chart.
Exactly.
Anything else about the dog and this
That's all I
energy?
can think about right now. That's all I can think of.
Yeah. So let's hear about the Western stuff. What's going on?
Well, we're heading into eclipse season.
Oh yes.
And and eclipses are, they're essentially, they happen around the new moon and also the full moon. So when you add an eclipse energy onto it, it's
Mm,
like expanding that new and full moon. It's like new and full moon on crack. Like it is on hyper speed.
okay.
So what I tell people, that really do a lot of practices with crystals and moon water, things like that, we're going to put those rituals away for October and bring them back in November because it's such intense energy that the energy is felt by everyone. And everyone gets to take advantage of this energy. Everyone's going to feel it regardless of what kind of ritual you engage in.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is going to be the new moon solar eclipse on October 14th in the sign of Libra. Now, new moon, solar eclipse represents new beginnings, new changes. Libra represents balance, harmony, peace,
Mm-hmm.
and our relationships. Now, this can be a relationship with friends, yourself, your partner, your marriage. This is the time to be thinking about over the next couple of weeks before we get to the 14th. What do I want to create in my relationships? Who do I want to partner with? Who in business relationships, who do I want to partner with? What do I want to do with other people? Make this a brand new beginning. Now, solar eclipses have an effect on the physical world, our physical bodies, our
Mm,
outer world, our environment.
okay.
So be making changes and thinking about making changes that are physical changes.
Okay.
So if you're going to start a project with your spouse, make that the day that you're going to start that project. If you guys have
Mm,
been wanting to clear out the garage for a long time to clear out space, then start that project that week. That's going to be really good. Now, we feel the eclipse energy up to 30 days before and up to 30 days after. So it kind of
we're there.
along with our conversation, me and
Mhm.
you have been feeling the dog coming early. Well, okay, there's that eclipse energy. This is why Western and Eastern astrology really kind of fit together like puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
The second one is the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus on October 28th.
Oh
Now,
my
full
gosh.
moon lunar eclipse, we let go, we release. Okay.
Okay.
And that's going to be during Scorpio season. Scorpio is a water sign, okay? It's coinciding with the yang water. There's going to be big energy, big emotions, and extreme intensity. So, Taurus is the sign of self confidence,
Hmm.
values, and money. So, any scarcity thinking that we have surrounding money, any negative self talk that we have about ourselves that is holding us back from feeling the confidence that we need to feel,
Hmm.
anything along those lines that's holding us back from really focusing on our values, that's going to be key this month.
Now, where's Taurus coming from?
Taurus is the full moon lunar eclipse on October 28th in the
Oh,
sign of
okay. I thought
Taurus.
that was Scorpio or
Nope, it's
okay.
Libra is the new moon eclipse, and the full moon eclipse is in Taurus.
Oh, okay. Got it. Wow.
Now, the reason why I said Scorpio season is because Scorpio season starts on the 22nd of
Oh,
October.
okay. Okay, now I'm getting you.
So the sun will be in that sign.
So
So
when
the
there's
moon will be opposing Scorpio. So you've
okay.
got Taurus here, the moon, and Scorpio here.
Okay. So the new moon, the first eclipse, that's setting the stage for what we want, what kind of connections, relationships we can build. And then
Mhm.
2 weeks later, there's the full moon, which is about releasing. So that would be like releasing things that might get in the way of this new.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So any scarcity thinking surrounding money, surrounding your self-confidence, surrounding anything that's holding you back from connecting to your true value system.
That's good timing, man. Wow.
It is. It's
I
really
love
good
that.
timing.
So that's it? There's nothing
That's
else
it.
like,
I mean, there's a lot of other things going on, but that's really what I wanted to emphasize because
mhm,
those are the major things
they're big.
that are happening this month. So the reason why I wanted to emphasize those things, if you're wanting to start new projects, start around the 14th.
Okay.
If you're wanting to do some releasing, some writing, some free writing about feelings and emotions you want to release, do it around the lunar eclipse.
Okay. That's great. Because we were going to paint our fence, and I think that's when we're going to do it.
Oh my gosh, okay.
That's awesome. So, are you going to pull a card for us?
Yes.
This is so, it's just amazes me. I mean, it's not surprising. It's just, I'm always in awe of, because you and I, we talk to a lot of people, in our
Yeah, I do.
consulting and
And
reading.
have you ever noticed that the people that you talk to each week, all of them kind of clump together in the same themes?
Hmm.
And all of those same themes usually have to do with everything that we're talking about
Hmm.
to, give everyone a heads up of what's coming for the month. All of these themes that we talk about here on this video, they show up in our readings
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that the Queen of Water is popping in.
Of course. Relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So relationships have the capacity to really deepen to a new level this month.
Mm,
The Queen of Water is really all about compassion and empathy. So, as we're kind of navigating these waters, we're going to be really kind to ourselves and kind to other people, especially the ones like you were talking about the rooster, the sheep, and the ox, and the dragon, even. who are all really independent. We're going to show them some compassion too, because they might not be wanting to show compassion.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, this is good. So, Jeremy and I both have newsletters that we send out monthly, energy updates, where we elaborate a little bit more, or it's in written form in case you don't want to listen to the video. So hit those links below and sign up for that. And you have a class coming up?
I do. It's on October 19th. I teach a monthly astrology class, Western astrology. And this year, 2023, we've been going through each of the planets.
Mm, it's-
And this month is Neptune.
mm,
Neptune is the planet of illusion, confusion, and fear. But on the flip side of that is trust, trust in your intuition, trust in your
mm.
spiritual path, and trust in divine consciousness. So, we're going to talk a lot about how this transcendental planet, meaning one of the most outer planets, is having an effect on the collective right now. And we're also going to go delve back into the past to see how this Neptune energy has been showing up in history and some of the themes that we're noticing today.
Oh my gosh, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
Wow, okay. There's a link below to sign up, so make sure
yeah.
you do that. They're just the best classes. So thanks, my
Thank
friend.
you.
We'll see you
Thank
later.
you.
Have a great month,
Okay.
everyone.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye.